Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BreakingThe9to5Jail.com. Today we bring you Mitch York, business coach, entrepreneur, and author of recently published book, Franchise Freedom or Fantasy. So, is franchisee an option for you to escape out of your break out of your 9 to 5 jail? Is it the right option? How to go about it? Everything you will learn in today's interview with Mitch York. Mitch, why don't we start with you telling us a little bit about yourself and the book?
Devesh, thank you. Thanks for having me. I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I actually broke out of my own 9 to 5 jail in 2002.
Wow.
Although I think I was on lockdown for about 16 hours a day for about 20 years. I worked a lot. I was working in different corporate management jobs. I was president of LendingTree in its early days. I was a senior executive in several media companies, CMP Media and Ziff Davis Media, and I was involved in other internet startups in the 90s. And after 9/11, my last job was at Ziff Davis. I was senior vice president of a division there, and after 9/11, that division was dissolved because the internet advertising economy took a very big hit at that time. Yeah. So I started looking for a job and kind of a knee-jerk reaction, and then realized that I just didn't have it in me to go back to do what I've been doing for so many years. And I took a step back, I reflected, what could I do? And I happened to see an article in the Wall Street Journal and another in the Times about franchising, and another day I saw an article about business coaching, and I thought, I'm interested in both these things. I think I'm going to really explore both. And I wound up, and this is the very short version, but I wound up buying a franchise in a concept called Maui Wowie Hawaiian Coffees and Smoothies, which is a coffee and smoothie franchise. And I wound up going to school to become a professional certified coach, which is what I am today. And I work with executives who are transitioning into entrepreneurship.
Great. And thanks for the reality check of 16-hour days. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Now, so that you have brought up franchising, and we know your book, Franchising Fantasy or Freedom. It definitely takes it step by step what it is. Is it really a fantasy, or is it your freedom option? Or is it going to frustrate you for that matter? Now, a lot of people, just like any other concept or any other business, franchising, as much as I know, has its own myths and all sorts of things. Some people think it's very easy. You just go to a franchisor, pay some bunch of money, and get the license, do it. Some people think it's it's really tough, and pretty much you are still working for somebody else. So as much as I know, and the people who I speak to every day as a business coach myself, I do come across all these things. I personally have not done any franchising business for that matter, so I would love to take this conversation and continue with a little bit more on the franchising, what it is. If I'm considering franchising, how should I take it forward? How do I know if it's for me? Is there an acid test I can take? Let's talk more about it. It's exciting stuff.
Good. Well, good question is, what is a franchise versus any other type of small business? And a franchise is a concept that you as a potential business owner don't have to reinvent, theoretically. So if you take on a franchise concept, you are buying into an operating system of a business that's already, theoretically, tried and true and established. Now, there are thousands of franchises, some new, some old, some very large, some very small. If you have $1 million or several, and you buy a Dunkin' Donuts franchise or a McDonald's franchise, those are the tried and true, tested franchises. And there are many others also. And that's really true. You are not going to teach Subway Sandwich Shop a better way to fold a piece of turkey, and you're not going to show McDonald's a better way to put the bun on the burger. So there are some people that, and those franchises are very expensive to get into, usually, because they are tried and true. There's a higher cost of entry. There's also more demand. Some people are not comfortable with just doing something where they get involved in something where there's no creativity at all. They want to do something that is where they can really express themselves. So they look toward newer franchise concepts. That was the case with me. I wanted something new where I could put my stamp on it and create something that didn't exist but have a head start.
Yeah.
So that's the difference between a new franchise and a more established one. And there are trade-offs with both.